Hey everybody, welcome back to another unboxing and review video. Today I'm doing an unboxing and review on this Avalla X-150 dehumidifier which I purchased off Amazon. I will leave a link below if you want to see any more details. I have purchased this because I dry my clothes on a hanger and we get a lot of moisture in the house. Now I'm in a 1950s build house. So damp and mold is something I really do not want in my house. So I think a lot of people, have got kind of dryers at home. It's not too much of a problem if you've got a tumble dryer, but if you're just drying your clothes out in the air, the issue you've got is you will end up with moisture in the air. So you want to take as much moisture out of the air so you don't have problems with mold and all that kind of stuff. One of the main things I liked about it, it's got 16 litres of water capacity, which is really, really good. It says it removes mold and moisture. It's got a low power consumption. And it's got a nice kind of option to do kind of clothes drying as well. So it's got a specific mode to help you dry your clothes. And it's supposed to be kind of, extremely efficient compared to a tumble dryer. So it says it's 93% less energy than using a tumble dryer. Now I guess that depends on the tumble dryer that you use, but for me that's quite a good thing, especially the amount of washing that we do. It's good to have something that's going to help protect my home but also be energy efficient. So what I'm going to do as always is I'm going to unbox this now. I'm going to show you everything that's inside the box. I'll use this for a few weeks and I'll let you know my kind of final comments. So we've got some instructions here which shows you all their different models. And it shows you kind of how the top opens up, how you can look at the kind of different filters, etc. And these are all the different models as well. So this is X200, X95, how you empty the water tank, all that kind of stuff. Troubleshooting, and that's pretty much it. So first things first, this is reasonably heavy, especially if it's got water in it. But what's nice, it's got these wheels. So if you've got a flat surface or a nice flat floor, or even a kind of thin pile carpet, you'll be able to kind of maneuver this around really, really easy, which is good. I really like the look of it. So first impressions, it looks very slick compared to my other dehumidifier. I'll leave a link below actually to my other dehumidifier video that I've done so you can see the difference. But this one looks a lot slicker, it looks a lot nicer. The controls look a bit more kind of, expensive looking. But looking around it, yeah, it's got a nice profile to it. Around the back, you can see that there's this area here which is for kind of cleaning these kind of filters because they can get clogged up with dirt and debris. So you might need to want to vacuum that every now and again. This is obviously the drainage tank, so that's the size of the tank. You can see how much water that would collect, and obviously you'd then have to pull that out and empty it. And that's your 16 litres. And then here we've got a UK plug because I'm in the UK. It's probably about 3 to 4 feet in length, not too long. So keep that in mind as well, depending on where you're going to plug this in, you might need an extension cable. I won't be using the continual drainage, I'll just be emptying it on a kind of daily basis. And then that will pop back in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so now I've got this unboxed, I'm gonna use this for the next few weeks. I will show you all the controls, I'll show you exactly how it works once I've got it completely set up upstairs. Welcome back. I've now been using this dehumidifier for about almost a month actually. So I wanted to give you my thoughts on this and show you through all the functionality. Now, I have done a review on another dehumidifier. This is the one that I have in my bedroom, as my bedroom does suffer from a bit of damp and mold. So this is something I've been using daily really, especially in the winter months. And I've done a whole review on this, so I'll leave a link below so you can check this out. But just to give you a footprint comparison. Now you can see this one is a hell of a lot larger, okay? And this one is much, much smaller and is incredibly light. So to pick this up, you can pick it up with one hand, very, very light. And this one clearly has got no kind of handle on it other than the side. So you have to lift it with both hands and it is much, much heavier. I can't lift that really with one hand. It's very, very heavy. So there is a big difference in weight and there's a big difference in sort of noise as well. Now this one, I know that people messaged on the kind of Amazon review saying that it's reasonably quiet, but actually it's not as quiet as that one. So let me just show you 2 examples. I've got these plugged in at the moment. If I just switch this on to show you, just press the on button. And I'll go through the functionality in a minute. So I'm hoping you can hear that, okay. Just switch that off. And then if I put this one on, I'm using a microphone, actually, a collar mic at the moment, so it may not pick it up as well, but just give you an idea. If I switch this one on, this one is much, much quieter. So if you're in a bedroom and you want to have this on during the night, I would recommend using a unit like this rather than that, because that could potentially keep you awake unless you like really loud white noise. But this is very, very quiet. I don't hear this when I'm sleeping. I've got used to it now, to be honest, but it's very, very quiet. So there's a big difference. The tank on this one, as you can see, has got a little area here where you can kind of grab it and easily slide this out. So it comes out and then you can empty the water in there and just take that with one hand. And also you can also see the water mark getting filled up on the side. This one, however, doesn't have anything that's visual. So you only know when it needs emptying when it beeps at the top, and it beeps about 6 or 7 times. Now what I will do is I will put something, insert it here in this part of the video to show you what this sounds like when the tank is full. So you can hear there from that it makes a really loud noise, and that's one of the problems with this, is that you have to remember to put it into night mode. If you don't put it in night mode and the tank gets full, it beeps about 10 times, which will wake you up, and then you have to empty the tank. And it's something that is very, very annoying. I don't know why they've put that feature on there, really. It would have been better just for it to beep once or something, but you have to just remember to put it in night mode, and I'll go through those functions in a moment. Now, one of the things I found with this tank is that it's not as easy to access as that one. So for example, it's got these 2 side panels here, you can grab it, and it's a bit fiddly to pull out, but it's not too bad. And then once you've got that, you can pull that, hold it with one hand, and you can go and empty it. One thing that is a little bit annoying is that you can't easily unplug these pieces here. So if you want to give it a deep clean, you're going to have to unhook these parts on the side, because over time this will get dirty and you need to clean it out, but it's a little bit fiddly to get these bits out. But other than that, it's not too bad. And then when you put it back in again, you just have to line it up. And again, it's not super easy sometimes to put in, but eventually it does go in. So there you go. So that's the kind of, tank itself, and it works reasonably well, but this one is slightly easier. So just keep that in mind, and just bear that in mind when you're kind of buying these things and look into them. Okay, so let's get into the controls on this dehumidifier. What this initially does is when you switch it on, it will show you on this little panel here what the current humidity levels are in the room. And if I just refer to the manual, I can show you on here that it shows you that if this light on the front here lines up in blue, it's got low indoor humidity, below 50%. If it's green, it's medium, and if it's red, it's high. So if you've just done some washing, or you've got a room that's like maybe a bathroom that you've just had a shower in, it's probably going to be on high, and that's going to start extracting very, very quickly. Now it's a bit weird the way they've got this. I would prefer to have green as being low and blue as being medium. This is what it would be logically in my head, but that's just the way they've done it. The other thing that's got is different modes on here. So you can see that there's different modes, which I'll show you how to use. So you've got the dehumidifier mode, and that will, depending on the level that you set it at, it will reach the target dehumidification and then it will switch off, which is great. You've then got a continuous dehumidifier mode, so maybe you've got a really wet area that you just want it to continuously drain until the tank's full up. And then you've got clothes dryer mode. Now this is what I use a lot, and this is the main reason I bought this, is to dry my clothes quicker and efficiently so I don't have moisture in the air and making my room damp and mouldy. And then you've got this aeration mode, which is just great if you've got an area that you just want to circulate some air. Maybe during the summertime you might want to use that, so that can be quite good as well. And then you've got the fan speed, which you can have low fan speed or high, and then this night mode as well, and a timer. So let me just go through those settings and show you what they look like. So initially when you switch it on, and bear with me when I switch this on because it'll make some noise, you may not hear me very well, but this setting here allows you, it's just a touch button area that allows you to change the humidity setting. So all these are touch buttons, so it's easy to clean if you want to wipe it, and you can do that very, very easily. So I'll just switch this on initially, and you can see at the moment it's come up in red, which means it's detecting sort of high humidity. And over time that will change and it will go to that green, then blue, and then it'll eventually switch off when it meets the right humidity. At the moment, I have got this on the, sorry, I just touched that there you go, on the lowest setting, but you can just touch this through and you can see it goes to the high setting. So if you want it to have high humidity in the room for whatever reason, you can have it on the highest level, but I generally have it on the lowest. So that's great for me. And you can see at the top is the 2 fan setting options are here. So I'm just going to keep my camera kind of at a distance so you don't hear the fan blowing, but I'll just zoom in. So you can see here, this will do low fan mode. If I press this, and you'll hear it kick in. You can see there's a big difference, that's high fan mode. And then what you've got at the moment, this is just on dehumidifier, and you can see that by that little symbol there, but you can scroll through here, click on that button, and that's just scrolls through all the different options. So that's on aeration mode, that's on laundry mode, okay? When laundry mode kicks in, you'll find that it's like on this continuous operation, and you can hear it's kicked in there, it's gone a bit louder. And let me just switch this off for a second. So what you'll find is on the laundry mode is that it will be on a continuous operation, and I've found that this dries my clothes in about half the time. So if you've got loads of wet clothes on a hanger, it will dry in about half time. It's very, very good at drying your clothes. And I found that there's a big difference when I walk into the room now, when I've got clothes drying and I've got the radiators on, I don't have that stuffy feeling of kind of like, you can feel it in the air. This completely cleans that out, and it's been great. It's been very, very good. And I've noticed all my windows don't have moisture on the windows and the walls aren't getting wet. It is very, very good. So that laundry mode is perfect for me, and it works really, really well. The thing you have to remember is if you're using this in a bedroom, is that when you switch it on, you have to put it into this night mode here. So you press this button and you'll notice that when I switch it on, all the lights will eventually switch off, so they won't bother you at night time. There you go, see it switched off. So there's no lights in the room, and it won't distract you when you are sleeping. So if you're sleeping in this room, switch it into night mode, and that way if the tank gets full, it won't continuously beep, which could be really, really annoying. In fact, this woke my wife up. I sleep with earplugs in, but it was in the other room. The tank got full, I forgot to put it into night mode, and it beeped about 10 times, and my wife got woken up and she was really annoyed. So it's something you have to be aware of, is to put it into night mode. As I said, this model here is really, really quiet, so you don't really notice it, and it doesn't beep when it's full, it just switches off. So that's also good. It's got a red light that shows that it's full. But on here, it isn't obvious to see that the tank is full or what state the tank's in without actually pulling the tank out, which is a bit fiddly. But that's just one of the little downsides of it. So these controls work really, really well. It's very simple to operate. And then the timer itself, it's got a 24-hour timer. So if I switch it on, you can see if I press this button here, just put this into low fan mode so it's not so loud. Okay, so you can go through 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 24 hours. And obviously once it reaches that target, it would switch off. Okay, in the meantime, obviously if the tank gets full, it would switch off anyway. But remembering again, if you put it into the night mode, you won't hear the beeps. All right, so in a nutshell, this is a very, very good dehumidifier. It serves the purpose very well. So I bought this for, drying out my clothes and stopping mold and mildew and my windows getting misted up while I'm drying my clothes during the winter months. And this has done a great job, and it seems to be very effective and efficient. It is fairly loud, so keep that in mind. And it is something that takes up a decent amount of room, and it's fairly heavy as well. So those sorts of things, depending on what you need, may determine whether this is sort of suitable or not for you. Whereas this one here, again, very, very simple to use, got a simple dial control on it. It's very, very quiet. It's very small. It fits in a corner. It's quite discreet. So this may be better suited for you, and it may be better for a bedroom if you're going to use it overnight. If you found this video useful or got anything out of it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate everyone watching these videos. And if you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments area below, and I'll catch you in the next video.